Welcome everyone to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. And I'm going to run through what was announced at the showcase, and then we're going to go around and see what everyone was most interested in and what they found interesting, and kind of just talk about it among some from their perspectives. So let me go ahead and go through the list real quick. It's a pretty long list, so I'm just going to go straight through the games. We had, starting off, Redfall with a gameplay reveal for that. We had Hollow Knight Silksong, High on Life, Riot Games is coming to Xbox Game Pass, A Plague's Tale Requiem, Forza Motorsport. Also, they had the Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC. We had Microsoft Flight Simulator. There is a 20th anniversary edition coming out. And they also showed off the Pelican that you could get that day, and probably still get it, and fly that inside of the game. And then they showed off some old-timey airplanes. Overwatch 2, it's going to be free to play. Aura, History Untold, which looks like Rise of Nations, but it's not, apparently. The Elder Scrolls Online High Isle, so that's the newest expansion that came out. Fallout 76 DLC, which is we're going back to the pit. Arc 2, Family, or I'm sorry. That's an Arc 2 joke. Sorry, Scorn. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Minecraft Legends, Lightyear Frontier. Gunfire Reborn, The Last Case of Benedict Fox, As Dusk Falls, Naraka Blade Point, Pentiment, Grounded is finally having its full release, Ereban Shadow Legacy, Diablo 4, Sea of Thieves Season 7, Ravenlock, Cocoon, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Persona 3, 4, and 5 coming to Xbox PC. Hideo Kojima comes out and says we got a partnership with Xbox. And then last but not least, Starfield. And we had a gameplay reveal for that. So let's go around and see what everybody thought and what everybody was most interested in this list. Shane, what about you, buddy? What piqued your interest?
I think he's gun shy today. He didn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I forgot to unmute. That's how excited I am. No, Starfield definitely is at the top of my interest of peaking this. So, but I don't want to talk about that one yet because I believe all of us have probably got that one pretty high on our minds. But the one that probably caught me off guard, and the one I probably enjoyed the most as far as reveal, was the Season 7 for the pirate game.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. The whole little song thing there at the beginning was freaking hilarious. And they're adding so many more things to it. We recently lost our captain. So, we're looking for a
He's
new
not
captain.
Dead. Just lost at sea.
Lost at V. So we miss him. But the game it's a great game. It started off a little rocky, but they just improve and improve and improve. So that's really got me peaked. And I'll throw one more out just to get it out before Pat does. Diablo 4 looked really cool. It looked really good. And after playing Diablo Immortal, it'd be nice to play a good Diablo game that doesn't milk you for every dollar. So, but that's two for me right off the top of my head. So what about you, Pat?
The Diablo showcase was just meh. I mean, they're like, we put in the Necromancer. Okay, we've got nothing new. So meh. No. Whatever. It looks good, but they didn't do anything new. And it's like, so what? They announced the class
for the first time. Didn't they even say, like, for the first time, the Necromancer?
I mean, the Necromancer. Yeah, because the Necromancer's been in many other Diablo games, so it's not just like in this one. It was in the last one, and I believe even in the one previous. So
it was in 2 as well. I think only the first one doesn't have Necro.
But yeah, so
the Call of Duty fish.
I mean, for me, we'll probably chat a little bit more about Starfield, but Starfield to me was a little lackluster. So, but I'm really interested in that one. But really, for me, I really want to play that Wolong Fallen Dynasty. That one looks pretty cool to me. And then like Nick, I was highly disappointed because when they were showing the Ara History of the World trailer, I was like, that's Rise of Nations. And I'm like, oh, we're going to get a Rise of Nation. No, different game. So we'll have to see with that one. So those are kind of interesting because we didn't really get to see what Ara History of the World gameplay was. It just showed like some, CGI trailers for it and stuff. So I'm really kind of interested in that, and Flintlock Siege of the Dawn looks really good. So those are kind of like the top of my list right now. I don't know. I was really hoping for more info from Starfield, but they showed off No Man's Sky instead of Starfield. What about you, Nick?
No Man's Sky 2.0. I think Diablo 4 looked good, and you're right. They didn't really announce anything new for Diablo. I mean, pretty much everything they announced we've had. They had to do some. They've got some kind of variation on certain things, but pretty much everything that we've used to in Diablo, which is fine. I love the graphical style of it. I like that dark setting and how that looks and everything, and just hope they don't screw it up. And Starfield, I thought looked really good. It does look like No Man's Sky, but it looks like a game. It looks fun. The only thing that sucks is they had an interview with Todd, and he said that going from space to the planet is a transition and not, you can't fly into the planet. So it is like a load screen basically into the planet, which sucks.
1 point No Man's Sky.
No Man's, yeah, right. 1 point No Man's Sky because you can fly right in, and it's like, no, come on, you've been making this game for years and you can't fly into the planet, but whatever. I mean, you can go down there, you just can't fly into it. For me, I guess a couple of them. Definitely Flintlock was up there. I thought that looked really cool. I think Flintlock is made by the people that made Ashen, which I think me and you, Pat, or me and you, Shannon, I can't remember which one. We tried a little bit of the co-op on that one because that's kind of like a Dark Souls, but it has co-op. And then I guess the other one for me was that I thought looked pretty cool, and I don't know how it's going to be, was the Ereban Shadow Legacy, where you're the ninja fighting the robots. I thought that looked pretty cool and stylized. And you're just kind of like a Tenchu or something. It wasn't quite that, but it was like a stealth ninja game fighting robots. So I thought that looked kind of interesting. I hope it turns out to be good. I don't know if it will or not, but I hope it turns out to be good. And this game was kind of weird looking, and I wasn't quite sure, but the last case of Benedict Fox, for some reason, just it looks interesting to me. Like, I don't know if it's going to be, it's got like that side scrolling kind of Lovecraftian look to it. So I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I was just kind of intrigued watching it. Like, I'm not sure if we're going to like this game, but for some reason it kept pulling me in. Like, I don't know, I might give it a try. It looks pretty cool. So those were the two. I mean, there was a lot that I would like to play in this list for sure. So I guess, and of course there's other ones that were pretty good, but I mean, I guess we can go over, like, what'd you guys think of the show overall, as a whole?
I don't know. It was, I didn't get to see the first, during the live part of it, or pseudo live part of it, for the first, 45 minutes because somebody destroyed my air conditioner and it was too hot to be up here. So, but it was fine. There was nothing bad. The biggest problem I had with the show is I was really hoping to see a little bit more on some other games. I wanted to see more on Fable. Even if it was another trailer, that'd have been fine, but I want to see more on Fable. And, I think I would like to have seen some more AAA games that were just kind of out of nowhere, something like that. They didn't show anything on Hellblade, which was kind of surprising. They didn't show anything on Perfect Dark, which, I was kind of disappointed on as well, because I really wanted to see how they handle the, next iteration of it, because the last iteration was not good. So it wasn't terrible, but it was not good. So, but it was fine for the most part. What about you, Pat?
I mean, I thought it was good because it was no fluff, really. I mean, there's hardly any fluff in there. It was just one thing after the other. Really, the only fluff piece came out at the end when Phil came out and just had a little chat, and but that really wasn't that bad. It was kind of like closing ceremonies thing. We knew it was kind of over, and Phil was doing his closing stuff. So, I'm okay with that. I'm really disappointed in the Kojima announcement. I really thought they would actually say something about what they're working on, because it's been rumored for a better part of a year now that the Microsoft and Kojima have been working on something. But we know Kojima, his shit will be in development for like 10 years before we see anything. It's like teaser and teaser after teaser after teaser. And then finally they just ramp up the rumor mill as the game comes out from 6 months from when the rumor mill starts cranking out that it's something different. They're making who knows what next. Kojima's making a new Silent Hill for Xbox. It's like whatever the rumor mills those guys spit out. Kojima's not really, he's a robot. Who knows? Yeah. So I mean, for me overall, it was good. It was just wham bam, one trailer after another, one thing after another, one announcement, and like I would say 98 or 99% of everything that was on there is like Game Pass, they're like day one Game Pass. There was only like a couple things announced that they didn't specifically say Game Pass. So, but there was some stuff that I don't know who really cares about, like the Riot games. I mean, do you really care if you have a MOBA game on your Xbox and stuff like that? I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people really want that, don't have access to a PC, but I didn't realize there's still a huge fan base of that out there still, that game. So, for me, it was good. I liked it overall. It wasn't like mind blowing, like, oh my God, I didn't see that one coming, And so I felt like they put Starfield all the way at the end, as it was a little bit of a disappointment. So I think they should have put another show, like a show end or something that was just a world premiere rather than what they showed for that one. Because in my opinion, it looked like No Man's Sky, but with a facelift. Like, they took No Man's Sky and pumped it in Unreal Engine or something. But I don't know. I'm a big fan of what it was supposed to be, and now I'm a little disappointed, to be honest with you, on what I've seen from Starfield. So, I don't know. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I thought the show was good. And I had to, and I thought it was smart on Microsoft's side of things, right? Because when they first came out, they said all these games that they're showing today are coming out within the next 12 months, right? So within the next year. And what's great about that is that the way that's smart is that you're saying that basically everything we're going to show you, the release date is pretty much, for the most part, barring things, but the release date is pretty much within the next 12 months. And so you're guaranteed that these games are going to come out. The problem with, and I would love, like Shane said, I would love to see Perfect Dark and all these other games. The problem is who knows when the hell they're going to come out. So we've talked about this before, and we hate it when developers, we like it because we like to see what they're working on, but we also hate it when they show off a game and they're like, coming, 10 years from now. And you're like, why'd you show it to me now? Now I'm excited for a game that's coming out 10 years later. So I think it was kind of smart for them just to keep it small and keep it like, hey, these are what you can expect for the next 12 months to come out. And they showed a good variety of stuff. We always think about, some us gamers always think about, we want those heavy hitters or those secret, like AAAs and stuff like that. But if you really think about it, there's a variety of really neat games on here, and they're not just all AAA stuff. There's some indie stuff and some oddballs like that we didn't, what you wouldn't think would be in an E3 type presentation and stuff like that. So, when I first watched it, I wasn't quite sure if I liked the showcase, but thinking about it, I was like, no, I did like it. I liked everything that was in there. It was just, there was a lot of unique games in there. There was a lot of cool stuff to see. There was some games that I didn't know were coming out that looked like a lot of fun. There were some games in there I wasn't really interested in, but that's okay, because not every game has to be for me, right? So I think Starfield looks really good. I'm excited to play it, but it does look like No Man's Sky, like an upgraded version of No Man's Sky. But No Man's Sky is a good game, so No Man's Sky 2.0.
Right? I was hoping for more of a story-driven action RPG game, not a survival kind of thing. With the name and the way it was being touted, and that's what I'm expecting out of Bethesda. I'm not expecting a survival simulator game.
Right, because it has that survival crafting stuff.
Yeah.
So you were kind of hoping more of like a Skyrim, but in space.
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping more for
Space
that type of an RPG, or something along those lines, because that's what they're known for. And then next thing you know, they're pushing out. I mean, it's all speculation because I've not put my hands on it. I've only seen that little bit of gameplay. It may have an amazing story, and it's just the pieces that I'm seeing are not the pieces that are for me. I don't mind. I like No Man's Sky. I played No Man's Sky, but I've already played No Man's Sky. I don't need to play the Bethesda knockoff or the GoBots version of it or whatever you may want to call it. So
well, I mean, like you think about it too. Like Fallout 4 was the beginning of that base building mechanic, right? And now I feel like Bethesda themselves with their mainline series of Fallouts and Elder Scrolls and stuff, like I wouldn't be surprised if Elder Scrolls 6 is going to have a building mechanic in it. It would not surprise me at all. I mean, building your own castles or something like that. I
mean, as much as people love Skyrim and stuff, I don't, and the longevity of that game, I don't see why you can't have where you build your own town or castle or something in that game, because that game has some weird staying power, and I don't understand it. I mean, I love Skyrim. I played the crap out of it, but I'm not one of these people who bought the 27th version of Skyrim that came out on the freaking Switch and Xbox and PlayStation next gens. I mean, I haven't played it since like the original days that it came out. I haven't played it, and I'm like, I beat it. I got through what I needed to get through. I don't see a need to go back and spend so many hours looting an entire town and storing it in my house or do whatever crazy other stuff people are doing in the game, But yeah, I mean, I would think that would add some longevity to that game if you could build your own town or build your own castle and vassals and stuff like that. So who knows? We'll see what comes up with the next Elder Scrolls game.
You know what they didn't show off in the Starfield that I was really hoping for? Because they talked about building your own ship and they talked about building little bases on the planets. I wanted to be able to build a space station. Can I build space stations that I can visit while I'm flying through space? Right? I can put stuff in there. Maybe like I could put my ships in there that I create, like in little hangars. So I have certain ships at certain space stations and stuff like that. That would be really awesome. But they didn't say anything about that.
Don't give them any ideas. They're already behind schedule. It is. They're going to be like, that's a really good idea. Coming out now in 2024.
Yep.
And they're going to blame it on, we're retooling this for Unreal Engine 5, and that's what they're going to blame it on.
Probably. Yeah, but that's one thing I didn't want with the game. I don't want a bunch of tedious stuff like, finding resource materials just to build X, Y, and Z. I want to just explore and do all that. I mean, you guys are about building and mining turds from space. I'm not. I mean, the ideal of being able to build your base is kind of cool, but I don't want to have to go dig for it. I want to be able to just build it, earn the money and just say, hey, Bob, build me some shelves in here, just something simple. But, it's not for everybody. So, but I'm still interested in it. And it was definitely not what I was expecting with the trailer. I mean, the whole No Man's Sky aspect was really just like, wow, it looks phenomenal. But the whole No Man's Sky thing was really catching me off guard.
I agree.
The combat they did show, though, I was kind of thinking they were probably going to go with more of a feel of Fallout, but it really just felt shootery. When watching it, didn't feel like, it didn't feel crafted like Fallouts do. So that, I mean, that's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just, I just noticed the combat seemed a little different than I was expecting. So. Right. But I'm still really interested in it.
And I mean, as a group, I think we're all interested in playing Redfall, right? I mean, that's just open world co-op FPS game. We all love those, and I kind of wonder how it's going to play, because it's behind, it's from the same developers that did Prey and Dishonored. And I will be honest with you, I'm not a huge Dishonored fan. I didn't really care for the mechanics of the gameplay, and Prey never interested me. I didn't even like the latest one, the most recent one that came out. So I'm not a huge fan of Prey, but Redfall looked pretty interesting. And as a co-op shooter, I think we'd all probably get into that.
Yeah, I think you're missing out because the Prey series, the original 2 games, are really good. Perfect by no means, but they were really good. And the new Prey was definitely a departure from the original series, and in a good way. I really enjoyed Prey, but I also enjoyed the first Dishonored. Really liked it. The second one, not near as much. So it just, I don't know, it was too much going on for me. But yeah, Redfall definitely looks interesting.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of good stuff in there, right? I mean, I really am interested in Ara, really. I mean, because that looked to me like Rise of Nations, and I'd love a good strategy game for all of us to get into. But I think one of the bigger things that was kind of a weird disappointment for me was Overwatch 2 being free to play, which Blizzard's going to follow that Diablo money now. Watch what happens.
Oh, yeah. And Overwatch has a huge community. So to go free to play, I mean, the first Overwatch is not free to play. And, I think they do have a cash shop, but it's all cosmetic. But now that they're going free to play, now it's just, we're going to follow that Diablo Immortal.
Right. Because the original Overwatch was not free to play. It was a paid for game. And now this one's coming out and they're like free to play. And I'm like, you got to have an item mall then, a massive item mall that's got more than, I mean, basically they'll kill Overwatch. I don't honestly see them. I mean, I can't envision it, but I wouldn't put it past them to make this a pay to win game because there's just no way. I don't think even like Fortnite, if it came out with pay to win model, that it would have survived. I mean, the whole thing with like Fortnite is that there's skins and cosmetic things that make that game what it is, and it's popular, but I think Overwatch is maybe trying to come into play with that and put themselves in the free to play realm, and hopefully they don't make it pay to win. And I'm fine with that. If it's not pay to win and you're free, by all means, have your skin shop, item shop, or whatever. Just don't do it loot box style. No loot box style. Know what I'm paying for, what I'm getting with my money. That way, if I decide that I love this game and I want to monetize your developers, I'm going to pay for what I want rather than pay for a chance to get what I want. I don't want to gamble with my money. I want to know what I'm getting. So, if that's the model they want to follow, because I think that they would kill Overwatch community if they came out with a pay to win set for that. So hopefully they're smart enough to know that. But I mean, they did it with the Diablo Immortal. They just followed the standard mobile platform, so I have a feeling that may happen with Overwatch. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're definitely sorry, but you're not wrong. It's gonna just turn into a big old money making turd. So, but before we go, I have to know one thing, and I am really surprised Nick has not brought up Scorn. I mean, that is that sexy demon H.R. Geiger game, and Nick was all about it there for a while, and you haven't said nothing about Scorn. What's up?
I'm excited for it.
So
it comes out October 21st.
He was excited for it 10 years ago.
Yeah, they showed it off a long time ago.
9. It was 9. God, give me credit.
It comes out October 21st, so I'm ready. I'm ready to play it, and I think it's Game Pass. So
yep.
I can't remember though.
It was Game Pass.
But so I'm all excited for it. Yeah, I'm ready. It's really weird looking, alien, kind of gross looking stuff. So I'm all down for it. It's first person shooter. I hope it's good. These games, you never know with these ones, especially with I think they're a developer that I'm not quite sure what they've made before.
Nothing. It's a Kickstarter game.
All right. Well, there you go. So we'll see. This could be a great developer or this could be a flop. So we'll see. I mean, they pushed it back quite a bit and everything like that. So hopefully, with that pushback and everything, they've really kind of turned this into a game that's worth playing. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, it's not been 10 years. 2016, I think, is when we saw it. It was a Kickstarter campaign, but it had an initial release date 2018. When they were doing all that stuff. So I mean, I don't know. It reminds me. It looks good. I want to play it too, but I think everybody's just kind of like, yeah, I believe it when I see it, right? Because we've been told multiple times that Scorn is coming out. And so everybody's like, Chicken Little, the sky isn't falling, or The Boy Who Cried Wolf. They cried Scorn too many times. We're all just like, yeah, remember that game. We'll play it when it comes out. Not getting our hopes up.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the point where I'm at now. Like I want to play it, but the release date has like come and gone, and they've shown it so many times. I'm like, I just want to play it now. Like just let me know when it's out, right? So
yep, he's gonna wake up one morning and be like, Scorn was supposed to be out today. Did it come out? It did. Yay.
Nope, it pushed to 2026.
Yeah, we're putting it on.
It came out. Great. I'm going to start downloading it.
We pushed it back because we're going to start working on Unreal Engine 5 for it.
No, they're waiting for 6.
They're making Scorn 2 instead.
All right, on Unreal Engine 5. So yeah, I think we're all there. I mean, it's been showed off multiple times. So Scorn is, I think everybody wants to kind of play it. It's just, it is what it is at this point.
Yep. It's just a big old game of pushback, so I'll wait.
Yeah. I will say this though. I am not a huge simulated racing fan, but man, the Forza Motorsport 8 looks amazing. I mean, just the dynamic night and day cycle, that, you know, the temperature change, which cools the track during the night, and then the track heats up during the day, and like
ray tracing with all the reflectiveness.
Yeah, the ray tracing. Ray tracing, because Gran Turismo has ray tracing. I think it was a dig towards them, because Gran Turismo has ray tracing, but only during the replay, not when you're racing. And this one was ray tracing while you race. And the damage on the cars, like realistic damage models and stuff like that. And just, you know, I'm not a huge the motorsport one. I love the Horizon series, but I'm not big on the simulated racing. And that will be Game Pass, but I will just have to check it out just for the visual fidelity and like all the cool looking aspects of that title.
Cool. And we can't forget about Shane's favorite game, Cocoon. Eventually he's going to be like the old people in that movie.
Cocoon.
Bring me
that's made by the people.
Brimley.
That's made by the developers of Inside and Limbo, which is 2 great games. So Cocoon might turn out to be pretty good as well. It's kind of like a
adventure puzzle game, yeah.
Puzzle game where you're playing Mothman. Yeah, so
I am Mothman.
So cool.
Bring me your sheets.
Yeah. So is there any other titles that you guys? I think there's quite a few titles. I mean, High on Life. That's the Rick and Morty. That looked hilarious.
I'm gonna play that.
Ravenlock. That was that kind of like pixelated looking kind of weird adventure game, like Alice in Wonderland. That was the Alice in Wonderland looking game.
Yep. And then that Lightyear Frontier, which was like kind of weird crafting game where you're in a walking tractor.
That was like scrap mechanics, but you're in a
walking tractor.
Instead.
Yeah, you're in a mechanized tractor.
And Pentiment was an interesting one from Obsidian. I'm not sure about that. I don't like the that visual style, but I might try it out just because it is Obsidian. So. And it is coming to Game Pass, so there's no, you know, I'm not losing out on anything.
Yeah, it's like some medieval style painting game. It looked really weird. Like everything looked like a medieval style painting or Renaissance style painting.
Yeah. As Dusk Falls. Now that was a weird visual style. Like everything was 3D except for the characters were like this storyboarded type of thing. And that was a really odd thing, but that one was 8 players I think can play in it, and it's kind of like a narrative story. So
yeah, I'm really interested in how they're going to make a narrative game like that a multiplayer game. I thought the game looked beautiful though. I thought it was really interesting with the styles they did.
I thought it looked good. It was just a weird mixture of styles.
So yeah, we need 5 more friends so we can play 8 player.
Yep. Or one with 5 controllers and is really limber.
That's right. And it's cool to see Personas coming. 3, 4, and 5 are coming to Xbox. I mean, we've already played these games and they are older titles, but it's cool to see Persona broadening out past PlayStation, right? Now we're getting them on Xbox. These games are also coming to PlayStation, not just Xbox. Well, of course, Persona 5 is already on there, but I think, I believe 3, 4, and 5 are coming to PlayStation 5, and then these are coming to Xbox Series X and whatever. I'm not sure if they have visual updates or whatever. And they're coming to PC as well, which is great, which means that maybe Persona 6 may be multi-platform, right? That's what we can hope for Persona 6, is that it, instead of it being just a PlayStation exclusive like 5 was for quite a while, now 6 might come out to everything. So no matter what you have, you can enjoy these games, because Persona, if you haven't played Persona and maybe don't have a PlayStation or whatever, Persona is a pretty awesome game. So this will give you a chance to check it out.
Persona 5 is my favorite in the series. It's really good. So
yeah, it's definitely up there.
Yep, for sure. But there was a lot of games that were showing off. I think there's a lot of content there for a lot of different people. You know, no matter what you play, there wasn't all AAA games, but there was a lot of stuff out there for everybody that everybody can enjoy and appreciate, right? Maybe not everything was good for us, but you know, it's not made for us, right? It's made for everybody, and everybody has different styles and different ways they like to play their games. So it was good with a good variety of different types of games. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about, or anything else you want to bring up regarding the showcase? Nope. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Let us know down in the comments below, what game was your favorite? Was there one out there that you really looked really interesting to you? And was there anything that they didn't show off that you hope they would have? You know, just like Shane said, there's a lot that we probably would have loved to have seen, but unfortunately, you know, we didn't get that GoldenEye remake. They didn't show that off there. Another thing that worries me before we go real quick is they said these games are coming out in the next 12 months. And like Shane said, Hellblade was not there, meaning that we're looking at the end of 2023, fourth quarter, or we're looking at 2025 or 4. Got to remember what year I'm in. So I'm like, come on, you know, I mean, they've shown off not a lot, but they've shown off Hellblade for quite a while now. And for it to be that far back, kind of worries me. I hope that it comes out towards the end of 2023 or maybe sometime at the beginning of 2024, but that was not in there. But anyway, let us know down in the comments below what you thought. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.